Hey guys, Chris from the Ultimate Recycler. We're here in my workshop to do another little unboxing video, or well, technically it's an untinning video. Can you have such a thing? These are some items. This tin full of stuff and this coin album here came from our big radio room shed cleanup series, and this is up to part 12 now. So I know we had some people asking about the coin album. We'll go through that. I have checked it out and I have priced it. So we'll go through that and show you what we found. This tin with the elderly gentleman's RAAF stuff, which is Royal Australian Air Force. We'll have a look in that together and see what there is, and I will have to do some checking on prices, but it's an untinning video. Okay, let's start with this tin. Now, I did open it up and have a quick peek in one of the episodes. I don't remember which episode, so you'll have to go back and watch the whole playlist if you didn't see it. But I did about as much as looking in here and seeing that there looked like there was some medals and some various war stuff. So that's all I did, and then we packed it away. So now's the time to have a better look. It's in a magnificent tin featuring Niagara Falls. I assume it's I think it's an English tin. Riley Brothers, printed in England. Yeah, so it would have been perhaps toffees or biscuits or something. Anything on the bottom? No. So it's a lovely tin, and I would think that tin should pull $20, $25 in the shop on its own. It would probably date to the 50s, I would expect, maybe 60s. So let's get back into it, and we'll have a look at what RAAF stuff this gentleman put aside, or RAAF. Now, I have established from various paperwork and things that he did serve in World War II, but I don't know that he served overseas, but he was certainly with the Royal Australian Air Force. And they look like propeller patches. I'm assuming they were off a shirt or something. I don't know what they're worth. I'm going to guess at some prices, and then I'll put a little note up on screen while you're watching it, from what I find from a bit of research and what I'm likely to do with the stuff. My immediate thought on those is $10 the pair in the shop, and if I find information to change my mind, as I said, I'll put it up on the screen. These look like buttons. Now, I did get a large overcoat, if you remember, but I think that had buttons on it. So they're Air Force buttons. They're probably Bakelite. They would be original 1940s ones. I would think that packet would be $10 worth in the shop. Now, what do we got here? Let's start at the front. There's, it looks like these are original dog tags. Now, I won't show the name, but they're the tin tags with the guy's name and military number or Air Force number that would have hung around his neck. So I'll probably give those back to the family. But original World War II dog tags, I could certainly sell them, but they will have a family name on them, so we'll give them back to the family. Now, this one I think we might have opened. Yes, this one I think is an actual war medal. And again, it might go back to the family. We'll see if there's a name on it or not. Yep, here we go. Look at that. That's in magnificent condition. 1939, 1945, so that's World War II. It's a service medal. It's King George, is it? King George the 6th, perhaps? I'm not really up with my royalties. But that looks like that's complete with the ribbon. And I think that's just a service medal for anyone that served during the Second World War. And I don't think they actually had to go overseas. War medal, here we go. That's the one at the bottom of the list. This list. A narrow central red stripe with a narrow white stripe either side. Well, that's what this is. So that's the original colours, I guess you'd call them, mentioned in dispatches. So that's what he was presented, was the war medal. I don't think they're worth a great deal, and it does have his name around the side. They normally put the names around the side, so again, I won't show the whole name, but that should go back to the family because it's got his name on it. Value wise, I think these are probably worth around $40 to $50 if I was to sell it, but I'd prefer to offer it back to the family. So that can go with his dog tags. Now, the rest of this stuff, we've got a Poppy $10 one, a $50 Anzac badge. Now, because these were $50, these might be worth selling. I don't imagine they're going to be worth $50. Anzac Appeal, they're fairly recent ones. Doesn't actually give a date. So I will check those on eBay and put a figure up on screen. I'm thinking they might be $5 or $10 each, because there can't be too many of them around. Not a lot of people would pay $50 for the Anzac Appeal. It's usually, you know, old diggers that did actually serve, or family members that it means a bit more to them. They'll donate a bit more. So consequently, if there's not so many around, they might be worth a bit more. So I'm thinking $5 or $10 each. I don't think the poppy is worth very much. I will check those, of course. We have RAAF Association membership cards. In here, he kept everything. His details are probably going to be on here as well. Alright, so I don't think they're going to have any real value. They're just memberships. That was in 2000, so it's not even that old. Don't think that's going to be much value, and I don't think the family are going to be interested in that. This looks like a belt. Certainly long enough to be a belt. It's definitely leather, and it's got little pockets on it. So, can't see any marks. Is that a name or something? Not sure. Might be just stitching. No, I think that might say something. I'll have to get my eyeglass out to read that. I don't know if that's military issue. It's pretty cool little leather belt with pockets anyway. I might have to check that. But my gut feel is maybe about $10 on that one, and it might be something to do with the RAAF uniform, but I couldn't see any Department of Defence marks on it. Now we have some medallions and things. This one looks pretty cool. That looks like a hat badge, so that's likely to be worth a bit. RAAF hat badge. So it's got its pins and everything too. That's a nice one. This one is Air Force Association badge. Alright, we'll take that out of the container. I don't think I can do this one-handed. We'll have a better look at that one in a minute. And this one looks like an Air Force badge. It says Australia on it. I'm going to have to do some checking on these. They're going to be $5 to $10 plus. I think this one would be worth a fair bit more. These ones are... What do we got here? 50 years of military flying, 1964. So these are like coins. They don't, or medallions, but they don't actually hang. There's no, and there's no, they're not pins. They're just more like a collectible coin. That one says Air Force. 50 years of service. 50 years service to those who served. Oh, so these must have been sent out to the people that served on an anniversary of their joining or something, struck by the Air Force Association. So they might have a bit of value. I'll have to check those. I would guess at $10 each, but that's a super guess because I've never actually seen those ones before. This one's not in a packet. 50 years service to those who served Australian Flying Corps, Air Force Association, 1970. That's really nice. That feels like silver. I don't know if it is. There's no name around the side. Oh, what's that say? Get a focus on that. That says sterling silver. So that's going to be worth a fair bit. In fact, purely the weight of silver is going to be $10 or so there. So I'll certainly do a check on that, and it might be a good one to put on eBay. These ones aren't going to, well, they're clearly not silver. They're more of a bronze. But that's 1964. So I'm going to have to check these on eBay. And I'll do perhaps a list of prices on those at the end. And there's a couple more here too. And what's he got written here? Air Force Association, $3, 1970. Don't know what the $3 things is. Alright, so they're both the same type of thing again. They must be for different years. Alright, so we'll do a bit of checking on those. I'll give you a list of prices on those at the end rather than put any up on screen. We have another patch here off a shirt, the wings, so that's probably a $5 one, but I'll check that again. I'll put that with the propellers. So these two need a bit more checking, and that's all we've got in the tin. So I'll do a list here, but we're going to have a fair bit of value here and a couple of nice items to go back to the family. So here's this medallion on eBay. It's been on for 10 days. It's got 54, 53, 52 seconds to go. I started it at $80. It hasn't had any bids, and there was only, from memory, there was only 2 watches on it. So I don't expect it to sell, but I thought we'll watch it anyway because you never know what happens. I've had some amazing surprises on eBay over the years, and that's why I often like to run things through as an auction first. My options, if it doesn't sell, whoops, I went across the big picture there, great detail on it actually. The options, if it doesn't sell, that I could relist it for a little bit lower, or I could do a buy it now price, but because I've got a shop, I think I'll just put it in the shop. But let's see what happens. There's 10 seconds to go. It'll only be automatic snipes, and it'll probably only be 1 if it does sell, but I don't think it's going to. Let's see what happens. Last second. No, it didn't. Oh, 1 bid. Yes, look at that. Someone jumped on it right in the end. So I have sold it. 1 bid, $80. I offered free postage. It's only going to be pretty cheap anywhere in Australia. So that's great. It's sold. So that finalises this deal. The eBay fees on that are probably going to be around about $10. It's actually a bit over 10%. It's closer to 15% these days, and a little bit from the postage. But all right, let's say $65 return on that medallion. So that's pretty good. Let's get back to the list. And here's the final list from that one little tin. We've added $65 for that medallion, $365 worth of stuff that I can sell, plus there's 2 items going back to the family. The medallion, the silver medallion, actually ended up going to the States, so I saved postage on that because I only offered free postage within Australia. But how's that? Nice little return out of a small tin from a huge shed lot. As I keep saying, this shed keeps on giving. Alright, thanks for watching. The next video in this series will be the coin collection. Look out for that one. That's an exciting one. See you soon.